Hello, everybody. Is this live? Are we good? Okay. Hi, this is Tally and Javere here with Speedpaint Sunday, except it's actually a Friday. Um, yeah, we haven't had one of these in a long time, and I'm busy this weekend, so I figured I wanted to actually get a speed paint done for once. It really has been like I think a month since our last one. And yeah, I'm gonna be busy this weekend, and I think I'm might be busy next weekend too. So I just wanted to get something going for, you know. So we didn't have a complete speed paint drought. Um, I might do this next week as well. Just do a Friday one. Oh boy, what's up with pen today? I hope the pen cooperates. Um, so yeah, here we are doing another speed paint on a rather unusual time. And this time we are all blue. Lots and lots and lots of blue. Try to get these like angles correct. Let's see what we got here. Got a big rock there, and I think I need to get this just get the like spacing correct and all this. This is kind of like that. This one might be kind of weird to do just because it's so misty. Everything kind of blends together, which honestly might be kind of better for me because I think a lot of these end up kind of uh blending together anyway. So this time I can just claim that it's, intentional. So it's all good. Um, Lots and lots of trees. Mhm. Like statue things and whatnot. Yeah, I don't think we need to get too crazy on the sketch for this one. Let's just get coloring. It's this one in general is very monochromatic. There's some parts like the ground here that are kind of greener, and maybe some of the darker areas are a little bit purplier, but for the most part, very, very, very blue. So, where do we start? I wonder if I should just do this one as a one layer thing, just because everything is so blended together. It's not quite right. Mm, Maybe that could do for like here. Mm, Something like that. Let's go ahead and blend that out. get the darker blue in there some more. Actually, I think this area needs to be way darker. All right, something like that-ish. And then let's figure out what to do for the bottom. Or, you know what? While we're here, let's also kind of lower this a little. There's not a ton of cloudage going on. There's some like clouds kind of covering the moon there a little bit. But most of the stuff that we see kind of in the sky is more just trees that are kind of fading into the mist there. Okay, let's see. So down here it gets kind of greener. What color to start with? No. Whoa, hey. Is that okay? It's still like too light. And maybe also scale back on the green a little bit. Is this okay? I don't love it. I'm gonna go with that for now, especially when it's like blended more into the blues here like this. I think that sort of kind of works. Let's go with that. And now let's try getting back our blues, and I want to go in with some more shadowy colors in the back here. Oops. This brush will do, I think. And probably get, no, I think over here we want more saturated kind of blues. Stuff in there. Let's maybe go back to this one. Or actually, for this, I want to go purpler. Get some like purples in there. Oops. Ah, what did I do? I clicked something by accident. Okay, there's all kinds of stuff going on back there. Now let's go in with some lighter colors for this water here. And it kind of blends in with the green up here where, you know, the water kind of is transparent. Just a little bit for highlights. I feel like that came out looking weird. I don't love that. But I think it'll do for now. We can fix things up later. Okay. Let's see. If I'm gonna try to do this on one layer, then I kind of want to go from back to front. So let's try to do that. I think we'll start with the backmost thing, which is the moon. Hmm. Let's put a little bit of clouds happening around it. And the moon is kind of highlighting some of these clouds a little bit. So maybe if we go with like a softer watercolor sort of thing, we can... actually, maybe we need something. Soft watercolors not really showing up. I'm kind of do something like that. Maybe some clouds over on the side here and stuff. Just some very, very subtle little cloudage going on. You can't really even see where the clouds end and the sky begins. So something like that, I think. And maybe just a little bit of extra highlight on the moon. Something like that. All right, tree time. Especially these trees in the background here. Let's see. I need a good color for those. There's definitely some like purpliness happening in the back there. I think that, ooh, that looks nice. Some parts of it are definitely going to need to go even darker. But for now, we can start with something like this. It's hard to tell what that is back here. Like, is this... Let me try zooming in on it a little bit. I don't even know what the heck that is. But there's like... What here is tree and what is just cloud and other kind of background stuff? Like, these are clearly trees. This is clearly some kind of rock formation in the back there. And there's some kind of lights happening here too. Honestly, I don't remember specifically what's like in this area or like which direction that's pointed. So not sure, but we'll just kind of follow the colors a little bit. And I think the colors here need to be slightly darker than they currently are. This is maybe too purpley, but it's fine. Or you know what? No, let's fix the color. I think it was probably like this colorish before. Hmm. That looks like the right color for that. Something like that. All right, let's go with that. And then let's go back to our purples and keep trying to put trees in. And probably also these rocks as well. Want to go in um, with some smaller brush to try to put in more like kind of tree-ish detail textures. I have to be really careful in this one though because it's really like fading into that moonlight. Maybe even just go with a lighter color on it. Let's get our that color that we had there before too. What is with my voice today? Ooh. Like this. This is pretty fun to do, I have to say. Let's see, let's see. Now what? Hmm, hmm, hmm. What was I about to do? I totally forgot. Um, Let's maybe put in this tree while we're here. Oops. I do want to get some like the branch and trunk details in here, but I think for that we'll need very fine lines. Slightly lighter for these like other. I think this is just a second tree behind this tree that's like not standing out quite as intensely, but still pretty dark. So many trees and stuff going on here. I'm going to darken up this tree stuff back here a little bit. To maybe stretch this one out further. Okay. Let's get the ones over on this side too. Okay, I think that's good on the trees for now. The like foreground trees will come later. I think right now I want to get some more detail on like the ground here. So I think let's do this just ground details, then the gate and the other trees, and then the flowers. That's pretty much my order of operations here. All right. For this, let's first start by putting some more shadows in here, I think. Shadows here, and then more of the kind of greenish highlights. And even some like yellowish over here. So, let's see. And also get some of this like rock and stuff for this tree to stand on. Is that a reasonable color for that? Maybe a little too saturated. Would something like this be good for the green bits? I think we need to go more green. Not too bad. Especially over here, we've got some more greenish bits. And then I'll go for some more yellowish kind of bits. Kind of like tan. I feel like that's too bright. Don't like too yellowy. I don't like that. Why is this? I feel like it's way too far out to the right. Let's get some more of our water into there instead. Kind of like that. All right. Then some stuff over here. Get some more greens in there a little bit. Except that's too dark. Need to lighten up this area. Oops. And get some darker bits in there or something. I don't know. I don't know. Just kind of winging it, honestly, as usual. Rock in here. Ugh, I need a smaller brush for that. And also probably a different color. All right. Okay, cool, cool. That's going okay. I want to get this rock into, what color is that rock? That rock I think is kind of a similar color to like what this big tree is going to be. It's quite dark. And something like this work? I feel like that's too desaturated. Look, we're doing very well on time today. I don't know if I'm even gonna need all the time. That's so rare. I guess this is just kind of a somewhat simpler composition here. I don't know if I would call it simple though, to be honest. And also, I probably should not be jinxing myself. Because we're still not nearly done. Someone's playing some kind of music outside. I don't know if you guys hear that. I'm just gonna kind of put in this statue guy just a little bit. Okay, and then how do we do these, the tops of these? What color do we make that? Oh. Okay. I think I might need to put the flowers on a separate layer just because they are so bright. We'll think about that when we get to it, I guess. Do we want to start putting in the foreground things now? I guess. Let's get this tree in first. Just a little bit of tree. And this one, which definitely has a bit more of the green to it. Oops. What am I doing? Okay, that's cool. That's not exactly what I want. Let's go back to that, I think. Screw it. Let's try just some orange. That's pretty nice, to be honest. Got a little bit of that in there. And then maybe get some darker blues in there. Just for funsies, you know. Maybe too much. Let's get some of those really fine little branches in there. Come on, come on. Do the thing. Honestly, for the really delicate little details, I should probably use a thicker brush. Like that. What was I trying to do? I forget what I was trying to do. We definitely need more branches and stuff up there. I really do need the thicker brush for this. I feel like this is not in the correct place, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, sort of like that, I think. That looking okay? Let's get what was the color that was a little bit greener? Okay, there's that. Okay. What else? What else? Obviously I need to put this gate in and this big rock at the front. Um, Actually, let's use our thingy. Um, Not too terrible. I think the water could definitely use some more highlights. And this shadow here definitely needs to be much darker. Okay. Um, let's do a bit of the highlights there too. And honestly, I think this, the edge of the water is just really blending in too much. I think I also might need to make the edge darker. Hmm. I don't like that, but I don't have better ideas at the moment, so let's go with that for now. Now let's do this side real quick. This honestly might be better on a separate layer. Oh well. It's fine here too. Oops. This side just needs to be much darker. Whoops. Ugh, why is it so hard to draw straight lines? All right, something like that, I guess. And then let's, what kind of colors do we have here? Get this rock in here. Man, this guy is really like not in the right place. It should be like here. Do I have, can I repaint that? I can probably repaint that. I think it'll be fine. Okay, rock is probably good enough. Um, Should probably do some more stuff with like rocks in here. More rocks and stuff in the water. And then let's try to paint over this guy because I don't like where it ended up. And actually probably make this part a little bit lighter. Okay. All right, we have 10 minutes left, not a lot of time. I think the main things we really need, I want to put this little statue in and then a whole bunch of flowers. I think we have pretty much everything else we need. This guy's actually more like over here. And then I'm gonna put in the hat very lightly at first. And then go in with the more yellowy sort of colors. Something like that. All right. I think that'll be good enough for that guy. I think it's time for flowers and flowers and flowers. Um, I think I will leave them on the same layer, but just do them with this brush. Putting in flowers really quickly is so hard because like you really don't have time to pay attention to like all the shapes. So they just end up not looking like flowers. I think for these in the corner here, maybe I'll try to pay more attention to the actual shape and try to get them in properly. Oh my god, that's in such a not the right place. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. I don't have time to do this correctly. I'm sorry, flowers. You deserve better than this, probably. It's in the background, at least I don't have to worry too much about. Um, got a couple more minutes. Which one? Hmm. Oh, how do I make these look not terrible? No, you know what I should do? I should put in the centers of the flowers. And maybe put the stems in if I can. Uh, I don't know what I was saying. Nope. All right, let's what color do we want the stems to be? Maybe like this. Oi, what was that? There's also a bunch of like leaves and stuff from these flowers, but hey, do not do that. Um, yeah, I don't think we have time to do that. I think that might be as much as we can do. I feel like I really would like to make these flowers brighter. Should I just go for this color maybe? I think that's somewhat better. Um, yeah, not too bad. Well, and we're also about at time. Uh, hmm. This rock definitely should have been much darker. And this stuff here, both the statue and the rock here, in general, the shadows just need to be way darker. And this tree trunk, and this tree trunk. And there's definitely more stuff here that I could have put in details. It's a little bit hard to see, but there are like stairs going up this way. So I didn't really get those in. But that was a nice one. It was kind of more chill than most of the ones I do. Less panicking. I do like how it turned out. I think it's quite nice. I think the moon and the clouds came out nicely. And I definitely think the flowers bring it together well. I don't really like how the water turned out. It's weird. Like I guess there's more of a highlight over here, but mine is just kind of like streaky throughout. Eh. Still, pretty fun one. I think what made this one less stressful is that there was just like less colors. It was like I could more or less just take the same sort of color and then just, either apply it densely or lightly, and it would more or less look the way that I wanted it to. I think these areas with the more yellowy tones were much harder, especially over here. Anyway, thanks for coming. Sorry about the weird schedule. Um, yeah, I'll be back next week with 1000 Times Resist. And then the next speed paint should probably be next Friday. And then I think after next week, we should be back to a normal schedule with speed paints on Sunday. So that'll be it for me today. Have a good rest of your day. See you later, guys.